Welcome to week 38 of 52 circles, and our prompt is jelly print. So you'll need a jelly plate, and I'm using some plant material to take some prints from today, and also showing you how to transfer an image onto the plate using oil pastel. So we're starting with some fairly thin acrylic paint. It's very warm in the studio as I'm making this, so it's going to be a little bit of trial and error. Just squeezing a little bit of the colours that I want to use for my base layer, and then using a brayer to roll those evenly across the surface of the plate. I then always remove the stalk from the leaf that I'm taking a print from so that it doesn't damage the plate or interfere with the print. Pressing that down with my fingertips, and then a piece of scrap paper over the top, and really rubbing that down so that there's a good level of adhesion between the leaf and the ink on the plate, and removing that scrap paper. Carefully peeling off the leaf, and you'll see that there's ink on the reverse of it, and I could just print with that straight away onto a piece of cloth or paper, but instead I'm going to put my circle down on the plate and just gently rub that, and you can see that that's lifted off the reverse side of the nasturtium leaf. I use baby oil and a wipe to just clean my printing plate off, ready for the next colour. Then on a piece of thin copy paper, I'm using an oil pastel to do a drawing of the flower that I want to print over the top. I'm just making some marks to gauge the size of the circle so that I don't end up drawing something bigger than it needs to be. And I'm pressing quite hard with the oil pastel. The colour of the oil pastel doesn't matter. You're not going to see that. As you'll see in a minute, we're just using that to transfer the drawn image onto the jelly plate. So I've rolled down a strong colour, and then I'm just rubbing my drawing face side down onto the plate and then lifting it off. And you can see that the drawing remains in the colour that I've inked the plate up with. So I'm now going to put my fabric down on top, and I don't want to kind of crease the fabric, so I'm putting a piece of paper over the top of that to rub that down and then lifting it off. Now, the print wasn't as dramatic as I wanted it to be, and if I did this again, I would use a much paler colour for the nasturtium leaf underneath and then go for a more dramatic colour. So I've stitched the drawing to rescue the sample, and here's a second print I did just using the nasturtium flower as a stencil on the red jelly plate. Anyway, have fun playing with yours, and I look forward to seeing your samples. Have a good week.